Good afternoon. In this video, we're going to go over this past week's trades and the weekly recap. Before I get into the trades this past week, I did finish with 13 wins, 5 losses for a win rate of 72.22%, which is below my weekly goal of 80% for the week. The week's been pretty difficult to trade because of a lot of chop, a lot of traps. It's just been a very, very annoying week. And yeah, it is what it is. I mean, the conditions were not that great this week, so yeah. If you're not in the room, you can find the link in the description of the video and in the bio section of social media. So with that said, we'll get started in the recap, which if you go on Twitter, my Twitter, I post the stats every day. So you guys can see the timestamps. Now, Monday, first trade was SPY puts at 10.15. Let's see, let me get the right day up. Now, to me, I thought SPY was topping out on Friday, so I was looking at it short, and I decided to wait out the first 15 minutes. So because that's where you get like this traps. Like if you play the long side and you bought the breakout right here, or you bought Friday's breakout right in here at the 442, we'll say 60 area, you would have got trapped and it got slammed. So these opening candles are where you see the most traps, the most indecision. So that's why I like to wait the first 10-15 minutes out, let things develop a little bit. But the bad part about doing that also is that you do miss some of the biggest moves. So usually lately, especially this week, that the biggest move has been the opening candle and it's chopped the rest of the day. That's just how it is. I mean, you either take a big risk in playing the fake outs and traps, or you wait for a better pattern to come up and wait for a higher rate, higher percentage to win the trade and make money versus just jumping in and gambling. I don't like gambling. I like taking trades where I know I have a high probability of winning and taking money. So it is what it is. But with that said, I grabbed 442 SPY puts at 10.15, which is right here. Now, the reason I took it here, like I said, it tried to break out. It didn't. It got slammed right away, popped back up, came back down. And when it slams and pops back up and comes back down right away, usually it likes to fall apart and go down. But it didn't. I grabbed it right here. I grabbed the 442 at 85 cents. And it just popped. I mean, I should have dumped it, should have got out. But I thought for sure it was going to dump. I mean, also looking at it from the point of view that I had 442 puts that were already in the money. And when it popped up, they're at 442.20 at the time, so I was already in the money when I bought them. So I figured it wouldn't take much just to go down to 441 and these things will be nice and green again. But it just didn't happen that way. It started to come down and chopped, and now this is where it was I knew it was over right there. I was like, okay, yeah, that's over. So that was a loss on that. Then I ended up taking BA. I held BA the entire week, kind of hoping it would turn around, but it didn't. But BA now, let's see, the 9th right here. Now, what I was looking at on BA, I'll blow it up. Let's see, where is this it right here? The 9th? No. Where is it right here? The 9th. Yep. See, I'm looking at a little head and shoulders right here. The left, the right. I'll blow it up a little more. Left head and right shoulder right here. And I thought for sure it was going to just right below this 226 area and just flush. But it didn't. So I did grab them at 10.04. No, 12.04 now, which is right here. Oh, yeah, I know what he did here. Yeah, I did. There was a head and shoulders there, but I was also looking at the point of view that BA likes to give back all its gains. So I grabbed it right here. Let me blow it up on the other one. Which day is this? Is this 9th? Yeah, I grabbed it at 12:04, which is right here. Right there? No, right there. Right there in this candle right here. Now I did see the Head and Shoulders before it did break out, so I was I think I even said in the room. Did I say in the room? Let me look in the room on the 9th. No, I did not say it in the room. But yeah, I was watching this, but I did not say it. I thought I did for some reason. But when it did pop up and it didn't come back down, it did pop up. I was looking at it from the point of view, it was up at the RCT trend line on the hourly and the 10-minute, and I'm thinking, okay, it's going to reject there. It's going to end up falling apart. It's going to lose most of its gains, and it didn't. It just kept going and going and going. So yeah, so I held it overnight because it did drop a little bit. It did drop a little bit at the end of the day, and I was thinking, okay, maybe if SPY dumps in the morning or dumps overnight, that this will come back down and they'll be green. It didn't. It just popped back up. So I kind of like held BA, hoping it would do that, and it didn't. I probably shouldn't have done that. Probably should have just dumped it the next day, but it is what it is. I just held my couple of my losers way too long than I needed to, but whatever, it is what it is. Yeah, BA is one of them I should have cut right away the next day. Holding overnight definitely was worth the play. I mean, but I should have cut it the next day. The second play, well, actually the third play on Monday was SPX calls. Let me get, where is Monday? The 9th right here. Now, I did end up playing calls. I mean, obviously, I was holding puts still here, and I knew it was over with, but right when it got here, 207, is it 207? Right in here, that's when I grabbed the calls. The 44.35 calls at $2, and they went from this little push right there. They went 100% to 470 in that push right there. So I was looking at it from the point of view at this particular time, my puts were trashed. I knew it right here. And when I saw it coming up here, I was like, okay, so the ascending triangle right here forming, they're going to push it. So I got the calls and they did push it. So except for on Friday, I expected that and it didn't happen. So yeah, those calls went from $2 to 470 on that push right there. You can just tell that the market makers just have been pushing SPY relentlessly. The Fed's been getting behind the SPY and just pushing it. And as SPY is dumping and going back up and doing a V rally, making new highs, the stocks that are getting trashed on are not going with it. So that's very annoying to watch as well. So it's just been a very, very annoying week. So I'm happy that this week's over. Hopefully next week will be better. I did grab BABA puts on Tuesday. Where are you? Right here. Now, BABA, the traditional BABA, when it's up, and it gaps up like this, it's going to sell off, and that's exactly what it did. So I did grab the 192.50 puts at $1.04. I grabbed them at 10 o'clock, which is right here when it broke below 200 EMA and low of day. I grabbed them. They went from 104 to 152 all the way down to the RCT trend line, which is the orange line. Anytime BABA gaps up, 90% of the time it's going to fill the gap, especially on a big gap up like that. So that's almost a guarantee. There's no guarantees in trading, but the closest guarantee you're going to get is probably that. BABA gaps up, 90% chance it's going to fill the gap. Or at least drop. Maybe not fill the gap, but at least drop. Microsoft is the next one. I had Microsoft puts on the 10th right here. Now, I was looking at it that head and shoulders, you get the head, the left, the head, and the right. And I was looking at it, if it got below this area right here. I did grab it at 1029, which is right here when it popped up and broke below the RCT trend line and lower day. That's when I ended up grabbing it. I grabbed the 287.50 puts at $1.50, and when they went to 325 if you held the way through. So that was a 100% move on that little drop right there. Then I ended up grabbing SPY put. SPY was so tricky this week. It was so choppy and just so many traps. Where are you? The 10th right there. I grabbed them at 207. On the 10th, 207, which is right here. No, right there. Yeah, right here. Now I grabbed them here, popped up, started to push down, and right when it broke below VWAP and the 37 EMA, which is the white line, I grabbed them. I grabbed the 442 puts at 74 cents, and I went to 86 cents, and that little drop. Then it quickly bounced up, and it dropped more. So. Now I did have an overnighter into the Wednesday's numbers. But that was another reason why I did hold BA. Come to think of it, is I held BA thinking that regardless of what it did Tuesday, I'll bring it back up so you can see. Regardless of what it did Tuesday, BA, which is right here, I was holding it and kind of like banking that we'd have a massive dump on CPI numbers with the threat of inflation. Of course, inflation numbers were bad, but SPY looked at it as good news because it wasn't as bad. I mean, just the typical lame crap that this happens in the market, that bad news is ignored, and because it's not as bad as they thought. So it was just, it's stupid, but yeah. But it didn't dump. I held, where is it? Can we get the right days? Now, I grabbed Tuesday end of day, 313. I grabbed 442 puts right here. 313, right in here somewhere. I grabbed puts. And I held them all the way through for overnight for the, like I said, the CPI numbers. And of course it popped because it wasn't as bad as they predicted. But it was still bad, but only the market can do something dumb like that. And that ended up being a loss. So, which is what, loss number 3 for the week so far. Yeah, BA, SPY, and SPY. So that was loss number 3 of the week so far. Not much you can do about that. I knew that was I almost thought that that was a high probability of a win because of the numbers were going to be bad, and I just didn't anticipate the market doing its, oh, it's not as bad as I thought it would be. So that was kind of annoying to see. And then the fact that everybody was buying puts for that, and that's probably a gamma squeeze or something like that, a short squeeze, I don't know, whatever. Then I ended up grabbing SPX puts rate at open at 932. Grabbed a rate here, and the 44.35 puts at 220, and it went to 285. So that was a nice, easy 65 cent win right there. So when you play SPX, grab your 50 cents and get out. Quick little money right there, and that's how I've been playing it. And yeah, then I had Twitter breakout, which didn't last too long. It was a fake out on the 11th. You can see the date here, right here. I was watching it for a reversal. As you see, it's been in a downtrend. I've been kind of watching it for a reversal. So I did get Twitter 66 calls right here when it broke the 66 area for a breakout over pre-market high. And they went from the 66 calls, I got at 75 cents, and then went to 95 cents, only 20 cents. But it was a quick little breakout, then it just collapsed. And yeah, I dumped with the market, I believe. I think the market was dumping at that time. Yeah, it was. Then I ended up grabbing SPX puts at 1014, which should have been right here. Now, grabbed them here again because I did a quick little scalp right there. So yeah, the quick little scalp right there. Then it popped back up, rejected again, and popped back up, rejected. Then it decided to come back down and break below these candles, and that's where I ended up grabbing the 440 puts this time instead of the 435, and I grabbed them at $2.05. It's just how crazy how I had the 435 puts at 220. Then now I have closer at the money puts on SPY at 440 for cheaper than the ones I had before. But yeah, I got them at 205, and they went to 550 in that little dump right there. So that was a nice little play on those. Then I ended up grabbing SPY calls at 103, which is right here. No, right 103, right in here. I don't know. I should have grabbed it right here, but no, I grabbed it right here. I grabbed the 445 calls at 220, and yeah, they from 220 and they went to 385. So that was a nice little play right there on the calls. So yeah, I had one loss, and that was the overnight one from the CPI numbers, which is still kind of annoys me. Then on Thursday, I had 3 plays. Let's see, Tesla was the first one. On the 12th, make sure I get the right days. Yeah, Tesla I was watching because of, why was I watching? Oh, because they're right here. As you can see, the was holding support at 705 the previous day, pre-market. Then when it broke down, I grabbed it right at open, and they popped up, then they finally dropped more. So I grabbed the 690 puts at $1.90, and they went to 298 in that little drop right there. So that was a nice little play. A thing I should have looked at more was that the price was way down here at the 700 level, and our CT trend line is up here. Anytime price gets that far away from it, like you see here, gets away, it pulls back up, gets too far away, gets sucked back down. You get a play into the direction of the RCT trend line here. And I should have grabbed it right here. Sometimes I just think it's been selling off so much that it's got more to go, and then it just rages. I should have grabbed it right here. I think there might have been news right here, so I'm not quite sure, but I remember just looking away, and Tesla was like at 710, and boom, it's at 720 plus. I was like, oh wow, what just happened? Then I had let's see, I had Cat. Cat was a good play, and Cat's one of those things where it usually gets me half the time. But not this time, no. Cat, I've been watching because it's been, as you can see, it's been away from the RCT trend line on the hourly, so I knew it's going to start coming back down to retest it. So that was one of the main reasons why I was watching that. So I did grab it at 953, which is this candle right here. It started to drop here, but I was already in Tesla. Then it popped back up. Then when it came back down, it broke below this area of 221, 60-ish, we'll say that. And I grabbed the 220 puts, which was not too far out of the money. And they went from 115 to 204 in that little push down there. So Cat ended up playing out. I kind of thought it would go down to the 200 EMA or the RCT trend line right there, but it didn't. But it was still a good play on that. Then I had SPY. Seems like I had a lot of SPY losses this week. In fact, I think that let me see. Yeah, 4 out of 5 of my losses this week was SPY, and it's not because the ticker is bad or playing it's bad. It's the conditions. The conditions were just not very good this week for SPY. So I had SPY puts at 1108 on the 11th, which is right here. 1108. What did I grab it right here? No, oh, right here. This is where I grabbed it. Came up here, tested pre-market, resistance dropped really quickly right there, and I grabbed it thinking it was going to slam, and it didn't. It ripped, and I ended up stopping out. So the 443 puts I grabbed at 76 cents. I stopped out at 24. So the loss wasn't a complete loss. I did stop out of that one. Then on Friday, I played Apple. Now, Apple was kind of tricky. I played Apple calls at first. I played them at 954. Now grabbed it right here. As you can see, I was actually looking at it on the short side at first. We look at the trade ideas room. Let's see if I said anything. No, I didn't yesterday. Yesterday was Friday the 13th. I should have known that yesterday was going to be kind of an annoying day. But yeah, it's got resistance right here. It dumped back down. It came back up really quickly. Then it looked like it was just going to break and go to 150. So I grabbed the 149 calls right there at 69 cents. That little pop right there. They went to 77 cents. It's small. I got in and out really, really quick. I just didn't like the way it was, and I just got out. And I think I actually got out like a couple at 77 cents, and I got out the rest flat. I think I got out the rest flat right on this candle right here. So I didn't like it. And I'm glad I got out because it did end up dropping, and I did end up playing that too. So, but we'll get to that when we get to it. Then I had the next one was Tesla. I like to stay in the order of the trades based on timestamps. So I did grab Tesla 717.50 puts at 10:04, which is right here. As you can see, it popped back up to the RCT trend line, rejected. This thing just works like magic. You can see there's kind of a trend line right here too, right underneath it. Rejected it harshly, and I grabbed it right here under PDC, which is previous day's close, the white line. I did grab the 717.50 puts at $1.79, and they went to 401, and that 100% move right there down to 200 EMA. Then I ended up playing Apple puts at, let's see, 1117, which is right here. Right here. I got underneath pre-market lower day, and these bodies of the candles right here. That's where I ended up grabbing it. I grabbed the 149 puts this time at 58 cents, and they went to 79 cents. Not much of a drop. I remember saying in the room, watch out for double bottoms, and that's exactly what it did. The market's been doing that a lot lately. I mean, look at the rest of the day. Rest of the day just chopped all day. It was just so annoying. But yeah, double bottom there, and I tried to do it again. I probably would have grabbed it right there. I think I was actually looking at it because I had an inverted cup and handle, and usually these are good patterns for a breakthrough, but there just hasn't been any follow through yesterday. It was very, very annoying. So yeah, I didn't play it. I was looking at that, but I did warn about the double bottom on that in the room. Then the last play was SPX. I had calls at the end of the day. I grabbed them right, let's see, at 12:08. I should have grabbed them midday. Where did I grab it? Right here? 12:08? No. Right here? No. 12:08. I got the right day, first of all. Yeah, I do. 12:08. Where are you? Right here, I grabbed it. Got a little symmetrical triangle right here, and it looked like it was going to break out right here. And I was thinking, okay, if it goes to higher day, it's going to break through, because that's what they've been doing. They've been doing lately is that they've been pushing it to higher day, making all-time highs every single day. So I was like, this is going to be no different. It's going to go all-time high, but it didn't. So it chopped, it came back up. I was like, okay, at this point in time, I'll bring SPX up so you can see, which is, I had it right here. 11:07, no, 12:08. I will say it was right here. I have the 44.70 calls, and then it's trading at 44.65. So I mean, all it needs to do is break high day, and it's in the money. I mean, that's not much of a move right there. That's like probably like a 50-cent move on SPY. And so I held it, and I was like, okay, right here, this is it. This is where we're gonna get paid right here. And it didn't. It rejected and came back down. Then it finally pushed right at the end of the day, and they were worthless. So I mean, I really thought this. I held this with conviction, thinking it was gonna get to higher day again. I really thought right here it was gonna push through and go in the money and rocket those calls, go 200-300%, but it didn't, and it just was so annoying. Friday was such an annoying day. I mean, this is ridiculous. I mean, we're literally within a 10 points on SPX, which is nothing. And SPY, I don't know what the range was. I'm sure it was piddly. It was 445.84. I mean, it was literally 65 cents, 70 cents. The range was very, very, very tiny. 70-cent range. I mean, that's just ridiculous. So yeah, it was so annoying to trade Friday because of the chop. And but yeah, it is what it is. Hopefully, you can see it's riding the RCT trend line right up. This thing hasn't had a big pullback in a while. So who knows if it will? But VIX is started to ramp up a little bit end of day on Friday, so then it got slammed. I think VIX will probably end up taking off next week or the week after. But yeah, that's going to be it for the recap. Hopefully this has helped you understand the trades I did, what my mindset, what I was looking at, what I did, why I did it. Also see some of the mistakes I've made, but I mean, everyone makes mistakes. No one's perfect. There's no one's right every single time, and options is the hardest thing to time. Literally time, because time's against you first of all, and you have to be right. So it's not like playing stocks where you just get it right or get it wrong and you can just hold it forever, or hold it and not be worried about the clock. But when you're playing options, especially expiration day options, time is against you, and you have to not only be right, but you have to time it right. So options is extremely tricky. Not too many people. I mean, my bad week is 70%. So most people that can't even get over 50%. So when you can consider it 70% a bad week, for someone like me, that's pretty good. So, but yeah, options is tough. So now I'm going to end the video. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and like the video. Thanks for watching.